Don't hit the dislike button just yet, guys. We are going to be talking about why the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 voice actors are good as well as bad, because we have to look at both sides. So forgive me guys, I might look a little bit strange because I'm not wearing my glasses, but I got a new webcam and the light was interfering with it. The webcam will do for now. It's slightly better than my old one, and it'll do until I get a new camera. And the setup isn't entirely finished. There are still some cubes to organize, but we're getting there. But today, I wanted to talk about the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 voice acting. Now, recently, I just uploaded a stream highlights video because my mic was broken, and I have got a replacement mic now, thankfully. So I put up some stream highlights video. It was just because in my first stream of the New Game Plus mode, I can tell immediately that there is just some disconnect between Naya and her voice actor in certain ways. Because let me tell you one thing. I like Nia's voice actor. I'm going to call her Naya just because I think that's the way it should be pronounced. It's just pronounced Nia for some reason. So I like Nia's voice actor. I like the accent. I like the pitch. She can get emotion right, you know, like the sadness. That's all good. I don't mind the voice actor at all. I can't imagine Nia with a different voice. But... and I think it's undeniable, which the video proved, the stream highlights video proved, it's undeniable that the delivery is just not there in certain ways. There is a clear disconnect. And possibly it was the direction that the wonderful voice actor was given. You know, maybe it was just inexperience with video game voice acting. Maybe, you know, she didn't even see the animation that was going on. Like maybe she was given nothing to go on. And it really comes down to mostly anger. So Nia's voice actor has a problem with anger. And it's a problem because Nia in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is one of the most emotive and most animated characters. And the anger delivery is very reserved and it just does not look right. And I think that video shows just how wrong it looks, and it's something that does feel bad to me. Like it's something that I can't get past. I can't just ignore it because what I'm seeing just does not match up with what I'm hearing. And the voice acting in general in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is polarizing, and there's many reasons for that. But I wanted to go over why it's good and why it's bad after we've gone over specifically Nia's voice actor. The reason that it is polarizing is because, and this is one of the main reasons I'm going to say, is that the localization was done by Nintendo of Europe. And it's not often that we get localizations that use European accents. A bulk of JRPG localizations are done in the US and with US voice actors. So it's something immediately that a lot of JRPG fans in particular are not used to hearing. You know, the whole Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game is filled to the brim with Scottish accents and Welsh accents and English accents and just it's a European extravaganza, and it's not something that a lot of JRPG fans will be used to. Now that's both a good and a bad thing, because, you know, if every single voice actor was the same, you know, if we were just hearing the exact same old American voice actors over and over again, it would just be like, you know, Tom Cruise, you know, where is he now, honestly? Like, he was the last samurai somehow, he was doing missions that were impossible, he was a jet fighter pilot, he's been everything, and now we just don't care, you know? And that's what happens, that things get stale. We don't want that to happen in games. So having this localized by Nintendo of Europe was actually a good thing. But it can be a bad thing because it can take some people right out of it. You know, they're not used to hearing these accents, especially in games, and sometimes they just won't get used to it at all. I thought it was absolutely fine. Like, immediately I wasn't too fond of Rex, but Rex grew on me. And again, immediately I wasn't too fond of Nia simply because of the delivery on some of the lines, and that never fully... I could never detach from it. But I think Morag is perfect. It was like perfect casting and perfect delivery. See, now, Nia's voice actor is, as I said, it's very reserved anger. And I think that had Nia's voice actor been Morag's voice actor, I don't think there would have been a problem, because that's how Morag portrays her anger. It is very reserved. She's a strong, stern female character, whereas, you know, Nia just isn't that. She's very emotive, irrational, and erratic. She's incredibly animated, probably the most animated character in the game, and it could have done with some better direction, possibly, because I think that the voice actor, and I'm sorry I do forget her name, but I'm pretty sure she's capable of delivering and making that a top tier performance. So to criticize that performance is not saying that she shouldn't have ever done Nia's voice actor, or that she's a bad voice actor, or anything like that. I think that she's perfectly capable of bringing the best out of that character, but the direction just wasn't there, or, you know, the experience just wasn't there, or something like that. There was definitely something wrong. Now, another thing, obviously when it comes to JRPGs, there is still the big debate going on between Japanese, original Japanese, and localized voice acting. And look, to be honest, I'm on the stance of, if you can't understand Japanese, I can't understand the reason why you would choose it. It just doesn't seem practical. You might get some sort of better, maybe like a better emotive direction, but it's purely pitch and tone, because you can't understand that language. And let me tell you, there are some really bad Japanese voiceovers out there. Have you ever played Tales of Hearts R on the PlayStation Vita? That was not localized to English voice acting. It kept the original Japanese voice acting, and it was a awful voiceover. So the original Japanese doesn't automatically mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's better. It doesn't mean anything. And really, I think if you speak English and you don't speak Japanese, you should probably play in the localized voice acting. And I haven't come across a game where the English voice acting was so bad that I didn't want to play it. I think I would rather understand the voice acting than have possibly slightly better emotive clarity. And it's totally fine if you disagree with that, because there are plenty of people out there who prefer to play it on Japanese voiceovers even though they can't understand it. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that I don't see why there's a debate. I really don't. There shouldn't be people who are saying you have to play it on Japanese, you have to play it in English. Really, play it how you want. I just don't see the point in playing a game in Japanese when I can't understand it. Now, one thing that I did notice in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was that a lot of the characters did have a trouble with anger, and it wasn't just Nia's voice actor. That was possibly the most egregious example, but, you know, Rex had troubles with anger really early on, and it did improve over the course of the game. And I think that a lot of characters did have that. And I do believe that there were some, you know, minor characters in some ways were miscast. I mean, it's possible that some of the minor characters could have had, you know, something more relatable for JRPG fans. Like, it could have been better if we had a few more North American accents. You know, it doesn't even have to be American. We could just have a bit of a bit of an exploration, because really the only accents that we were used to as JRPG fans in general was Malus, who is Lau's voice actor from Xenoblade Chronicles X, sort of coming over and doing a new role, and the voice actor is amazing. Like, he always puts on an absolutely fantastic performance. And see, I don't think that Malus's excellent performance had anything to do with the accent. I just think that he was a practiced and well thought of video game voice actor, whereas Nia's voice actor, Rex's voice actor, these are actual actors, like stage actors and TV actors and stuff like that. A lot of the voice actors in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 were doing voice acting for games for the very first time. Some of them had done voiceovers before, some of them done stage work, as I say, you know. So it might have been a lack of experience, even, possibly. And again, I don't know how much direction they were given in terms of the game. It's always something that we're not sure of, especially with Nintendo. We know how tight-lipped Nintendo is with everything and how they try and keep a lid on everything. Do we expect that as they were recording lines that they had any sort of visual indicator, other than, you know, maybe they saw some pictures, maybe they saw a couple of footage. I don't believe they were sitting there and looking at their visual representation. I don't believe they had a whole lot of direction to go on, and I think given that, they did a good job, because it's definitely not a bad voiceover. But what do you guys think? That's what I wanted to get out of this. I think that there are definitely two extremes here, because there were people in the comment section of my last video that were very sympathetic. They were like, yes, I can totally see that. Some of them were like, I hated Naya's voice actor entirely because of this, and I totally agree with you. Some people were like, I liked Naya's voice actor, but I totally agree with you that the delivery was wrong. And other people were just like eat shit and die. And, I've had to delete a lot of comments because I just don't understand why you would get so angry about it, especially when I wasn't even really that mean. I could have said that she was a piece of crap and she shouldn't ever do voice acting again. I never said that. I said the delivery was wrong, and it kind of is. It's kind of undeniable. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know. Did you like the voiceover? Is there another reason you think that it is so polarizing? Just jump down in the comment section. Let's have a big discussion, because I love to read what you guys think, and I would love to know what you guys think about the localization. And hey, did you play in the Japanese? I didn't play in the Japanese. I've played a tiny little bit just to see what it was like, but again, I don't really choose to play in Japanese ever. So if you did play in both, or if you did play in Japanese, how did you find the voice acting? And that about wraps it up. So hit the like button, subscribe, all of that normal stuff. Check out the links in the video description to help support the channel. Hopefully I'll have a new daily content schedule to announce next week when I get some things sorted. And other than that, guys, I'll see you all soon.